to an episode of Business for Businesses. I am your host, 𝗘𝗫𝗦𝗧 II, and I'm here with Ms. 𝗕𝗫𝗏𝗦𝗧, aka Ms. Cat of FLATE Fee Tax Prep and Services. I'm gonna let her introduce herself to tell you exactly what she does.
Well, hello everyone. Again, my name is 𝗕𝗫𝗏𝗧 II, respectfully known as Ms. Cat. I am the owner and operator of FLATE Fee Tax Prep and Services, and we do tax prep, okay? So we serve clients nationwide in all 50 states. So if you need your taxes done, come to us.
Yeah. So the first question I want to ask is, like, when did you actually start doing taxes?
That's a good question because, as you know, and some people may know, a lot of people, you know, especially in the professional space, like you use the name Miss Cat, you know, but they don't understand, you know, where I came from. Yeah. So actually, if I have enough time to tell you about it, before I got into this space, I was in film and production. Yeah. And my very last job, I think, was about 9 years ago. I was working at one of the largest apartment complexes here in Houston, Texas. Back in the day, they called it Broadway Square. I was one of the main managers over there, and I was doing pretty well. And one day they came in and they said, hey, we have sold the property and we have our own staff and we no longer need you. Yep. So they fired us on the spot, gave us a couple of thousand as a little severance package, and that was it. And I made a decision at that time, like, I will never, ever, 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 ever in life give anybody the authority to, you know, dictate my lifestyle or my income. So I decided from that moment on that I would be an entrepreneur and work for myself. So I got approached with an opportunity to actually start a TV show. So I was like, well, what name am I going to use? Nobody's going to, 𝗕𝗫𝗏𝗧, you know, like I can't use 𝗕𝗫𝗏𝗧. So I just shortened it to Miss Cat. And from there, Miss Cat went to Miss Cat TV, started a production company, did many films, TV production. But one thing that I found myself being really quickly was a starving artist. So very known in the city, a lot of accolades, a lot of, you know, notoriety, but the bank account didn't match. So I had to make a decision being a single parent, like, you know, hey, what do I do? You know, do I keep with my passion or do I find or pursue something that's going to, you know, sustain me? Yeah. And so a colleague of mine, you know, said, hey, I'm opening up my tax firm. Would you be willing to, you know, to do taxes, you know, help me be one of my managers? And I was like, well, I'll do it, but I don't want nobody to know, because I had just produced produced and directed Screwed Up Christmas. We had hundreds of people all over the city, you know. I was like, I cannot let people know that Miss Cat is like reduced herself, you know, to doing taxes. But that year I didn't promote, I didn't, you know, tell nobody I was doing taxes or anything like that. And I still made enough money to like go to the dealership and buy a car cash. And not no rinky-dink $5,000 car. I'm talking about like a $20,000 car, cash money without no promo. Yeah. So I said, it's something, it's something in this industry. It's something about this business. So shortly after I started FLATE Fee Tax Prep and Services, the rest is history. And this has been the reason why I've made 6 figures plus, you know, and I'm just a testament that, you know, people can do it. And so that's kind of my story. I know that was a little long-winded, but that's how I got into it. And that's, you know, how I got my name. Miss Cat is still attached to me, but at the end of the day, it saved my life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I'll never forsake it. So
what would you say inside of that is what made, because it's one thing to start something and it's another thing to actually start a business doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you know, you started doing it, and within a year after that is when you started a business doing it, after 1 year.
Yeah, so actually, the crazy thing about tax prep is it's kind of because it's seasonal, right? So in essence, like, even though the season just like ended, it's kind of like you do it twice in 1 year because of the fact that it's like a double, thing. So in essence, I worked with her like at the beginning of the year and then started Flat Fee, at the end of the year. You get what I'm saying? So within months, if you really think about it, I launched Flat Fee. And it was mutual, because my sole goal was just to help her get hers launched and going. But when I seen the potential, I was like, it's time. So, but that's a testament that even within a matter of months, I was able to start a brand that years later has still thrived. And at this moment, I have over 50 agents that I have working under the Flat Fee brand, So again, it just was something that I did thinking that it was going to be just for fun. Yeah. And now, it's my life. It's my lifestyle.
Wow. That's cool. I wanted to ask you about the ideology of the name Flat Fee. Like what made you, because when you come up with your business, you're like, what am I going to name it?
Yes.
So what made you name it Flat Fee? Like what is that?
That's a good question as well. So one thing, and that, I don't want to say that because I don't want it to seem like it's geared to where I came from. But one thing that I have seen in the industry is that a lot of these independent firms, they just kind of charge whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you hear the horror stories like, oh, she charged me $1,500. She charged me, $800, like all these crazy, weird, fees.
Sometimes based off what people make.
What they make, stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to charge a flat fee. Yeah. You come to me, you get a flat fee, and it actually kind of, it kind of stuck, So that's the ideology, because I've seen so many people like, man, I went over here, they charged me this, but then they charge her that, So I just wanted to be, square across the board. So that's why, if you come to us, it's one flat fee and you good to go.
So it's safe to say your target is everyday people then?
Yes. So, So one thing that people don't understand about tax prep, they think that when you say you do taxes, that it's to everybody, and that's not true. There's scopes of tax prep. Yeah. So there's people that cater to business owners. There's people that cater to, the everyday worker and things of that nature. So for us, yes, we're those W-2 people, the 9-to-5 workers, the side hustling, stuff like that. That's pretty much our target demographic. And that's the reason why we can stand on the name Flat Fee, because we serve a certain client. Now, of course, if you were doing business taxes and things of that nature, that would fluctuate because that was contingent on the income they make, so on and so forth. But for us, because we serve a certain demographic, that's why we can, stand on that name.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. And when you designed the logo, like I noticed the logo, was it any significance in the color scheme? And
Yes. So as far as like the check, kind of like that Nike just do it type, type thing. But the purple and gold, purple being royalty, the gold and like yellowish, just it's supposed to give you like that happy, so there is symbolism in the colors. And to be honest with you, we've branded it so strongly that now when people, like when let me show you that, like I have this flyer and people will see it and they'll be like, oh, that's Flat Fee. Like that's Flat Fee. So, so I think we've done a very good job with that color scheme of like people now knowing when they see that on the street, that's us.
I was looking at a special about branding and it was talking about that, about being able to cover up what your brand says and people still know what it is. It says when you really know you're doing the right job, you still know what McDonald's is without seeing what it actually spells out, So what are the many services that you do provide? Because I know sometimes people don't know like what all, like, because I know you may do just, you may do W-2s people, but you may do more.
Yes, right? So that's a great question. And thank you for asking that. So when we first started, we actually were doing credit restoration and other things like that. But we realized, that you can be the jack of all trades and master of none, right? So I decided to scale back and focus solely on tax prep and the tax, just doing tax prep. So the Flat Fee tax prep and services, now the and services is things that are geared in the tax space. So that means that we now have a tax academy. We have tax software. That means if you are already a professional in the industry and you need some professional tax software, we have software. So now our and services are all tax based.
Yeah.
So so we have the Flat Fee Tax software and the Flat Fee Tax Academy.
And I know I don't know a lot about taxes, but is it, because I know some people have W-2s, but they have like is it other forms of taxes, people's tax services other people may need, everyday people may need, that you provide that?
Yeah, so you have things like bookkeeping, things of that nature. Now, me personally, I ain't gonna lie. Look, I don't have the patience to do bookkeeping and things of that nature. But shout out to my sister. And, the great thing about it is in this industry, there's enough for all of us. So shout out to SMG Tax and Financial Solutions, Miss Laura Byers. Like if I were to, need bookkeeping or things of that nature, I would probably refer it out, to one of my colleagues. But, nonetheless, like I said, for me personally, instead of trying to do this, and this, we have like really just honed in on the tax space altogether. So for those that need their taxes done, come to us. If you're looking to join our team, now we just, I think this week is our last week hiring because we're going into the season, but we were hiring a team. Also, if you've been dipping and dabbling in tax prep and you're like, I'm thinking I want to make this legit, we have the Tax Academy where we show people step by step how to, start their own tax firm. And then we also, like I said, have the tax software. So there are people that are in the industry, but they're looking for a better price for their tax software, because a lot of people don't know. You cannot just jump on TurboTax and do people's taxes. Yeah. That is illegal. Okay. For those of you in the back. Okay. It's illegal. So you have to actually get credentialed with the IRS, and you have to use professional tax software in order to, do taxes legitimately. So we have the tax software. Okay.
So if a person asks, what would be the benefit of going with you? What would you say that would be?
In regards to doing taxes, I think the benefit of us is just our experience, the fact that this is what we do. Like, so again, we're not doing this, that, and the third. We specialize, in that. And of course, our customer service, we're very professional. There's some people, to be honest with you, they're alarmed about how streamlined, and professional we do things. We don't tell you, hey, text me your daughter's, social security card, crazy stuff like I've seen, So we have a very streamlined process. We have our own mobile app where the clients can send in their documents to us securely through the mobile app. And then once they send us their documents, it takes us only about 24 hours. So they're not waiting days to get their, their stuff back. About 24 hours, we'll get them their information back. We send them their signatures 100% electronically. They sign, and that's it. Very streamlined, secure, point of fact process. So that, I think that's what people enjoy about us. They know they're not going to be waiting all day, a couple of hours. And the great thing is, and it's really because of COVID, but we're 100% virtual. So they don't have to come in, be waiting in the office all day. Send us your stuff. Give us 24 hours, and you're good to go.
Good to go. So would you when you did start, was it around the COVID time?
No, actually it was a year or two before COVID. But COVID, and I know that COVID was a bad thing, but for some businesses, COVID was a good thing.
That's why I asked.
So when COVID hit, it actually was good for us because we got to streamline processes that we already had. So I had an office, but I had the virtual setup. So it forced us to go virtual. But now, I was able to shut down my office and streamline 100% virtual and save that overhead that I was spending, for my office. Because, I had a 2,300 square foot, office. So, so at the end of the day, it streamlined everything for us, made it more convenient for our customers, and saved me some bottom line. So I missed that write-off, but but at the end of the day, I think it was a good thing, but it didn't hold us back.
Everything's still rolling.
Matter of fact, it went better, for us.
So you went from a location in what do you call it? You said virtual.
Yeah.
Location virtual to just straight virtual.
Now just straight virtual.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so what I was going to ask you was also, what is it like, inside of your field, one thing about business owners, sometimes they have information that they like to tell people inside of the field that they might need to know. Like, what would you tell the viewers about taxes, anything in the field that you're in that you think it would be good information for them to know?
Well, I think that the key thing that they need to know is you have to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people I don't know why they think that there's some magic wand or some magic trick or, if I go get a side business, now I don't have to, there's no magic to the thing. You're going to pay your taxes. If you work a W-2 job and you cut your taxes, how they turn their taxes off, you're going to pay later. So I always tell people, that's your prerogative. If you want to turn your taxes off throughout the year or whatever the case may be, that is totally your prerogative. But don't come to me thinking I'm going to work some jelly or some magic and get you a refund. That's not how it works. Yeah. You either can get your money throughout the year by turning your taxes off, or you pay what you need to pay and then, get your refund at the end. But again, just to reiterate, there's no magic. There's no secret sauce. And that's what people have to understand. Taxes is something that you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's things that you can do to lower it and, offset, but just, basically what I like to let people know is that you do have to pay the taxes and make sure that you make a conscientious decision. Everybody's situation is different. Some people might need their money throughout the year. I'm not mad at that, but don't come putting pressure on me looking for a refund when you know that you didn't pay your taxes throughout the year. You get what I'm saying? So that would be my key piece of advice. Because for some reason, people think that we have these magic tricks and tools and a button that I could just click in the background and it's go, 5,000. Here's a $5,000 button, So that's just my piece of advice, especially for the 9-to-5 worker, the earner. Like, hey, pay your taxes. But again, if you don't want to, that's fine too.
But just know that you're not paying. You're going to have to pay.
There you go. Just know that the refund that you thought that you was going to get, you're going to
give it back.
Yeah. There you go.
Pay or you're going to pay.
There you
Basically,
go. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to ask too, I know you had stated, because at the end I was going to ask you about hiring. I know you stated that you were wrapping up hiring. So how does your hiring process go, even for those who may be interested next year? Or how does that go? How does somebody go about being hired?
That's a great question. So basically with us, because I am a facilitator and trainer, I am, not to toot my own horn, but I am like one of the best tax trainers that you could ever meet and be around. So when people work with us, they get that privilege of working, directly with me and under my umbrella. So to be honest with you, there is really no prerequisite, because I can pretty much, as long as you can, comprehend, I can pretty much teach anybody how to do taxes. So as long as you can get a P10, meaning that you don't have no background or anything like that, and you're coachable and trainable, we'll teach you everything that you need to know. So this year, I partnered with SMG Tax and Financial Solutions, my sister, and we came together, to build a team. And, this was our first year partnering up, so we'll see how it goes next year. But I guess to answer your question, there's nothing that you really need per se. You just come with an open mind, ready to learn, and we teach you not only how to do taxes, but how to market, how to good customer service, the etiquette, because a lot of people come and they don't know how to do phone etiquette, email etiquette, things of that nature. So we teach all of those principles and concepts if you decide to, join the team.
Okay, so is that, because I know getting hired is, of course you have to learn when you get hired, but then some people just want to learn.
Yeah.
Because you have the academy.
Gotcha.
So is it hand in hand, or if a person did want to just, hey, I want to get the information and learn, they can also get with you for the academy?
That's a great, a great question. However, it's not like that.
Okay, all right, okay.
But that's good to know.
Okay.
Because let me just say it like this. I put a lot of value into the people that work with me. And so with that being said, I realize, and this is in business period. So whatever you do, guys, just make sure that you always know who your target market is and who your target demographic is. So when I first started the Tax Academy, I thought like, oh, I could just teach everybody and, open it up.
Yeah.
I was doing radio ads.
I think that's when I seen
Yeah,
it.
billboard. I had billboard, all kind of stuff. And I was like, everybody who wants to learn.
Yeah.
But it was a hot mess because, having some people that were seasoned, some people that just didn't know, nothing, some people that, and again, it's not that I couldn't train them, but it was frustrating for those that were in there that were seasoned, like, come on, you can't get this, and then this person, it was too many, different levels. So what I realized is that when I started my Tax Academy, I wanted to focus on a certain type of person.
Okay.
So that person is someone that's already in the industry, that's looking to start a tax business, but don't know how or where to go.
Okay.
Or they may be working under somebody else right now who is only using them for their money. Well, not their money, but bringing in their clients. So they don't want to teach them nothing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They don't want them to advance, because if they advance, then they're going to lose that income. So people like that who are trying to get to the next level, but nobody wants to show them.
Yeah.
That's where I come in.
Okay.
So there is a gap with me at Flat Fee, because either A, you can join us, or B, you can do your own thing. There is no in between. And granted, we are partnered with the IRS, so there are some IRS courses that you can take, but it ain't, definitely not the same as coaching with me. But, we don't just leave them 100% high and dry, but that's just not when I started to do the academy, it just wasn't my forte.
Okay, I got you. So, could you tell the people how much your service is? How much is the service, and how could they go about purchasing it?
Perfect. So our flat fee starts at $3.99, and that's for your basic tax prep. We have a different fee if you do have a business, but you can find us at Flat Fee Tax. Well, you can Google us, Flat Fee Tax Prep and Sign Services. You can call us at 281-661-3975. Or visit our website, Flat Fee Credit and Tax. That's creditandtax.com. Now, again, like I said, we used to do the credit and we just kept the name. One day I'm gonna change the.
You never know. You might go back to credit.
You never know. But so I just keep that same username, the URL rather, but it's flatfeecreditandtax.com if you want to visit us online. And like I said, we are 100% virtual, so you can book your appointment right online. You can download our mobile app right from our website, sending your stuff. Everything is 100%, virtual.
Yeah, and I noticed you said something about business owners too.
Yes. So if you have like a sole proprietor, LLC, we can service that as well. Now, once you get into S Corps and C Corps, now I gotta, Bora, you listening? now I gotta pass that on. So, and again, that's not that we're not qualified. It's just that we just serve a certain, clientele and a certain demographic.
Okay. Well, thank you. I actually enjoyed you coming by the show, and that's a wrap for our show. Everybody get with Miss Cat. Miss Cat for Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services. The year is starting, so you can get with her now while it's room. And thank you for coming out to